Hi everybody, my name is Kelsey and I work here on the marketing team at SmartPak, and today I'm going to be showing you my very large collection of Under Armour gear. As you can tell, I have a little bit of an obsession. So I'm here to show you all the wonderful things that we carry, all the great options that we have. I'm obsessed with Under Armour basically because I think it's a great brand. It's very high quality, and I was really excited when we started carrying it because finally the Under Armour world came into the equestrian land, so pretty excited about that. So first off, I'll tell you a little bit about my horse. Her name is Quest, and she's a 7-year-old Hanoverian Thoroughbred Cross. I bought her because I was looking for a project to use in the hunters. Under Armour is one of my favorite brands to wear when I'm going to the barn to see Quest. I will typically wear a size medium, and all of the shirts you'll see here today are also a medium, so they do run true to size. If there's any particular shirt you want to see ahead of time, just look at the bar over here and you can jump ahead to it. Alright, so to get started, the first top I have here is probably the one I wear the most. This is the Under Armour Cold Gear Half Zip. I own probably one of every color that we've ever carried in this top. What I really love about it is the inside of it is just so comfortable. It's soft. The fabric stretches, so I don't feel as if I'm confined in my shirt, but I have a little bit of movement when I'm in the saddle. I also really like that the zipper is more of a half zip, gives me more adjustability if it's too hot or too cold. So it makes it just a great all-around shirt. It also comes with thumb holes, which are a great little addition to it. Like I said, I've probably had this one the most, and they've held up really well for me. So the next thing I have in my collection is the Under Armour Twisted Quarter Zip. What I love about this piece is that it can be a great layering piece, or it can also be top worn by itself. What makes this also a great thing for riding is it's got the dropped hem, so it's got a little bit more coverage in the back. I really like that it is a looser fitting shirt, unlike the half zip that I showed earlier. So this just gives you a little bit more of a t-shirt like feel in a sense. And the quarter zip is also great because, like I said, it just gives you that little bit of adjustability if you get too hot or too cold. And I love that they've updated this with the kind of twisted color. I think that's a great new thing to have. It's very, very fashionable. So the next thing I have is the Under Armour Infrared Long Sleeve Crew. And I find this to be just a great everyday shirt. I actually wear this to work because I get cold very easily, and the infrared lining just gives you that little extra help in staying warm. It's a little bit of a thicker material, but it is definitely more fitted than the last shirt I shown, but not as fitted as the half zip. So it's a great kind of middle piece. Great for layering, great for wearing by itself. I really like that with the long sleeve, that the cuff at the end is actually a little bit longer and a little bit thicker. I have a lot of trouble finding sleeves that will fit my arms to the point where I'm not just showing all my wrists, so I feel this offers a lot of great coverage. Next, I have the Under Armour Rival Cotton Hoodie. I've also had one of these for a really long time. I originally got one in black, and this is the new color that I've updated to. For someone like me who loves to be comfy, loves to be in t-shirts, this is just a great all-around sweatshirt. It offers a brushed fabric on the inside, which I feel like keeps you really warm. It just feels really cozy, but it's not overly heavy and it's not overly bulky either, which I think is great. The hood has a little bit of a mesh lining, which I find actually to be more comfortable, even though I don't wear my hood up that often. And it also adorns the SmartPak logo on the sleeve. I love that all the Under Armour shows this because I love to show off my SmartPak pride, not just because I'm an employee, but I just love the fact that we were able to co-brand with them, so that's a great thing. So the next thing I have is the short sleeve tee, which I feel like you can never have enough of. I have quite a few of these. As you can see, the color I'm wearing right now is an older one, but I also had the black, and I also had an orange one from this year as well. I find that these tees are just great for at the barn, especially in the summer. They're antimicrobial, so they just help keep things a little bit fresher and cleaner, especially when you're at a hot summer day. They fit nicely, they tuck in nicely with breeches, which I always think is important, offers great coverage. The V-neck line, I think, adds a little bit of a feminine flair to it, so you can still, you know, feel like girl power when you're going around the ring. It's got the SmartPak logo on the sleeve and the Under Armour on the front. I find with this tee that it actually is a little bit more generous. So I am wearing a medium and I do find it's roomy. So if you want a more fitted look with this, you can always size down. And for those cooler days where a t-shirt may not always be appropriate, we have the Under Armour Heat Gear long sleeve tee. I love that this is the basically long sleeve version of the tee I showed you before. It's got this great kind of stretchy material, but it's, you know, generous fit, doesn't feel like I'm being constricted. This also offers the antimicrobial properties. This has a little bit of a different cut to it, obviously, the crew neck, but I like that in the winter. You feel a little bit more covered. I find it offers great length in the back, easy to tuck into breeches or pants. Got the SmartPak logo. I also find that the arms are long enough, so when I'm stretching and moving in the saddle, I don't feel like my whole arm's becoming exposed either. So this is also, I consider it a great layering piece. I always say to my barn mates, don't be surprised if you find me layering Under Armour with Under Armour with Under Armour. It's just, I've found the science to it and I know how to keep comfortable through all seasons. So that's what I have for my Under Armour top collection. Adding to that to kind of complete the look is the Under Armour Cold Gear Authentic Tights. I bought these mainly for the wintertime when I'm at the barn and I'm not riding. I am not particularly a fan of wearing leggings underneath my breeches. That's just a personal preference of mine, but I do know people that have bought these and love wearing them underneath. They're thin enough that you don't feel extra bulky, but at the same time it offers the properties of just giving you a little bit of extra warmth. The great thing about these, and another favorite property, is the wide waistband. I feel like it's not pinching at me. I just feel like it can move comfortably, which is obviously big when you're working around the barn. And I'm normally a size 30 in breeches, and I bought these in a medium, so kind of equivalates that way for sizing. And they do, they are very form-fitting, so if you want a little bit more give, if you want a little bit more of a loose fit, I'd recommend sizing up. So finally, the last piece to my Under Armour collection is the Under Armour Backpack. There are so many things that I love about this backpack. One of the big things is the compartment to hold your helmet. I think that's a huge plus, especially when you're going to and from the barn. It's easy to forget things, so that's a great little spot to put it. It has lots of pockets from the sides to the top. Great little spot for your hairnet. I actually bought this backpack for both work and the barn, so I find that it's very multi-purpose, and it cleans off really easily too. I think that's a big plus. You know, if you go to the barn and it gets a little dirt on it, I find you can just wipe it down and stays nice and clean. Also has the SmartPak logo there, lots of Under Armour branding. And it's very comfortable. I know there are some backpacks out there that may not be necessarily as comfortable to have on your shoulders. This one has the padding, which I find is great, the adjustable straps there, and then the padding there, which I think is also great. So I can use this to carry all of my Under Armour gear when I'm traveling. So that's all that I have for you today. Hopefully I've intrigued your interest in Under Armour. If you don't love it already, I definitely think you should go ahead and give it a try. I will definitely be continuing to add to my collection. Hopefully as we get new styles, you'll be sure that I will be buying every single piece of it. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel to see all the other great collection videos that my fellow SmartPackers have put together, and to see all the other fun videos that we also have. But remember to subscribe so you stay up to date with the latest and greatest of SmartPak. Have a great ride!